Tracy Summer.
You gotta let us know what you're gonna do though. Try to kill this smooth. You gotta let us know. You gotta talk to the camera. What's the story?
All right, so this past couple months ago, my aunt got diagnosed with breast cancer. Just started the hard chemo treatment. She cut hers off, so we about to do the same. Let's get it though. I'm hyped.
Yeah, I'm ready.
New change up this summer, it'll grow back.
So what we about to do, a wave cut, right?
Wave cut, drop it all the way down.
Drop fade, and eventually, of course, like you said, we're gonna do the taper.
Yeah, we're gonna move to a 360s at some point. Gradually get there. Let's go. This is the longest my hair ever been.
I know you got your brush.
Brush in the hat, ready to go. Come on.
You ain't playing.
It don't ever leave you.
You ain't playing. It's going down.
The rags in the car too. We dialed in.
He say, "Oh man,
Come on.
I got you."
This got to be one of your craziest cutoffs in a minute.
It's gotta be because I haven't really documented a lot of big chops.
Man.
So the last one I did, I still haven't uploaded it. And the last one, the most recent one rather, actually, is what I'm trying to say, from last week was locks, and didn't record it. No time.
Wow. But he went from locks to like what, bald fade vibes?
Yeah, no, what are we doing? Just like all you want to taper.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, he did it.
Yo, so I'm not really sure. I know TJ very well, but I'm not sure if he's ready for this haircut. But watch this.
Okay. Try to do this clean as possible, actually. Okay. Start off from the crown. The best bet. I'm gonna start off from the crown. I'm gonna try to keep everything.
Work your way out.
Yeah, you're about to be spiky. You already know this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's covered off like butter.
No more fluffy.
Man. That's crazy.
And this how it's been for the last 2.5, going on 3 years.
Yep. I'm gonna make sure I put the video with you and the braids that Data did side by side.
Cause like when Jada first finished them, they dropped. Like they.
Yep.
Yeah, the last couple of days I just been feeling my head like. It's about to go down.
Yep. Make sure I do this real clean so it just comes off. Looks like a.
It feel like it coming off.
Yeah, it's just coming right off, bro. I had just cut somebody's hair like this about 2 weeks ago. Started off in the crown, had like a bow in the middle.
Now my hair, I keep it in great condition. It's just like,
Nah, it's coming right off too. That was dope, cause it's like real soft. It's not tough. It's not a fight or anything.
my hair texture is so weird like that. It's so tightly coiled, but it'll just.
Chin up. Keep going. Oh, perfect. Yeah. That's wild. That is wild. I'm just about to airdrop this seed so you can have it too.
Bet that.
Yeah.
It feels so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Cause we stopped touching the top. We was just letting it do its thing.
No. Sometimes you gotta do that though. I know people like to do the trims, but it's not until you get that true length where the trims are actually necessary.
Right? And I feel like the trim sometimes take away from the hairstyle. It's like, cause my hair got to a point where it was all even, right? It wasn't shorter in the back nor the front. So then all my twists were. What? I feel like I just lost 5 pounds.
There you go. That.
Wow.
That's all of it.
Wow.
That's all of it.
Oh my.
That's all of it.
What?
It took 3 minutes to cut that down.
What?
And that is the shock that I was looking for right there. He's handling this very well. He's doing it for a great cause at the end of the day, but this is 3 years of growth. Man.
Yep. Did that. About to spray some
Like, look
water
at that
on
one
top.
curl.
Yeah, no, you got length. I cut it intentionally like that so you can see it. Because I didn't cut it sloppy.
That's like
sliced it off
7,
the
8
top.
inches.
Yeah. I just sliced it off the top and it's
Yep, 7 inches to 8 inches of hair, just like that. 3 years of growth, gone. And the next move now that I'm about to do, after just cutting that down with a dub guard, which is a number 2, we wanted to kind of keep this very dark. He does have a colic in the front, which is pretty much something that has to kind of be controlled over time. This won't be something that I will be able to resolve for him right away. There's going to be a lot of brushing involved for him on his part that he has to take care of. On my end right now, I just got to pretty much brush as much as I can. I just did spray a little bit of water, and look at him being goofy, feeling lightheaded and stuff, you know. Well, his head did lose a whole lot of hair, and he's definitely feeling a lot lighter up top. He's going to be moving around more, you know, comfortable, all that good stuff. Some people definitely feel weird after a big chop. It's uncomfortable for them. They usually just grow it right back. Knowing TJ, he's going to grow that hair back. But like I said, he's doing this for a great cause. And like I said, I did cut the hair down with a number 2 dub guard. And now I'm going in with a number 1 tight guard, just to kind of smooth out everything that's left over that wasn't cut properly with the number 2 dub guard. Because literally, if you don't use this technique or this method, you're going to have a sloppy haircut. Like, I can literally keep it at a number 2, but it was being cut down from a very longer length. This is why this is a big chop, and big chops are technically always going to be rough no matter what. It doesn't matter how well kept the hair is, but this actually cut down pretty nicely. All that's needed to be done is follow the flow of the hair using this number 1 tight guard. And I'm cutting the hair down, of course, with the CYBORG. The first clipper that I did use, that gold clipper to do the big chop, was a Gamma Plus boosted. As you can see, I did say to use my Gamma Plus code J.Exquisite for a discount at the checkout. Trust me, the boosted is something that everyone should have in their arsenal, including the CYBORG. The CYBORG is a digital brushless motor compared to the boosted, which is a super torque motor. I'm wondering, I think they should, but I wonder if they're going to do a re-release for the Gamma boosted clipper, because they did just do a trimmer, which is amazing. Actually, one of my favorites right now, probably one of my favorites of all time, honestly. And they also have a shaver that will be dropping really soon. I'm sure they're probably releasing that in September, if I'm not mistaken, the last time I checked. I'm really ready for that thing. I'm really excited for it. But anyway, I have the hair cut down, and as you can see, I'm going to start going in, creating my ball guideline right away with my CYBORG trimmer. I'm going to, of course, have this be a drop fade. We're going to kind of go up a little bit higher in the fade, kind of make it like a mid versus having it be a super low drop fade. But this is going to kind of allow him to start brushing the hair down, because eventually he just wants to start doing a taper around the nape area and on the sides by the temple. But I think he's really going to keep it more of a like a mid taper versus a high taper. So that way, when he starts to brush, those 360s come in perfectly, especially along the edge, because creating this low fade, which allows you to start brushing the hair as it starts to grow back in, creates an amazing pattern for you when it comes to the 360 waves. Anyway, I have my guideline completely balded all the way with the trimmer, and I'm going to go in with my CYBORG clipper with the clipper lever all the way open, creating my next guideline. I tend to leave the shaver out of it with him in particular, because his skin is kind of a little bit sensitive. Sometimes we do lightly use it, especially along the sides of his you know, like temple area or the cheek area, you know, just where he can handle it. You know, I don't try to force it. But anyway, immediately right after I create that guideline, I close the lever halfway and go through everything, softening up that guideline that I just created with the clipper lever all the way open. Mind you, there's no guard. Then I will close it completely when I come back around to make sure that it's completely, you know, working into a blurry blend right away. Just completely remove and check out that line. Anything that's left over, you can detail that later. Otherwise, make sure that you just execute it and get it out the way. And TJ is somebody that I've been cutting his hair since, man, how old was TJ? If he is 19, almost 20, I think right now. TJ was, I want to say he was like maybe 8 or 9 when I first started cutting him up. So it's been a while. It's been over 10 years. If my math says otherwise, or I'm correct, I think I started cutting his hair in like 2014. I don't know, y'all do the math. Anyway, just so that I do not lose y'all with my rambling and ranting, I'm going to go ahead and grab a number 1 dub guard, which I am going to have the clipper lever all the way open and start to slowly soften up that guideline that is set in already. Then I will go in with the clipper lever closed halfway. Then I will close it completely all the way throughout, right below that ridge area. So where the top corner of that vertical bar is, at the corner that meets the front forehead, I'm going to go ahead and use that as my reference point, which is right below the ridge. That will help me keep from going up on top of the hair, which is a number 1. So that way when it transitions into the fade, everything looks smooth and blurry. You don't want to mess this up. And I'm keeping that C-cup area as well as that vertical bar and line in the front dark as possible, which is one of my techniques that I do use to help keep the hairline as natural as possible and manipulate it into looking 3D, which helps my lineups look enhanced. I know I get a lot of shade sometimes, as in you should fade that in a little bit more, or you should actually stop using color, which it looks like I'm using color, but I'm not using color. This is just a natural technique that I use. All I have to do is blend to the edge of the line area, so that way it's kept dark as possible naturally, so that I can manipulate it later on when it comes to doing that lineup. So as you can see, that line is slowly softening up just by using the number 1 guard. And I'm also making sure to use other click spaces or click spots other than just the open completely, close halfway, and close completely. I'm making sure that I use the other spots just to make sure that I'm manipulating this properly. And now I'm going to go in with the 0 guard. This is a 0 tight guard. So this is a 1/16. I have the clipper lever slightly closed halfway, and I'm just kind of softening it up, and I'm working it accordingly just based on how much hair I would like to cut. So you can technically, with the half guard or the 0 guard, right, you can use the open completely and slowly start to close technique, or you can open it completely and close halfway and close completely. This is simple stuff, y'all. Everybody knows how to do this by now. I know you've been watching all of my videos. I hope this is making sense to most of you all. This is how I create my blurry blends, blend into the line right along that lineup area where the edge is. Really quickly, I'm going to change over to the number 1 tight guard, get some more details in. You know, mostly it's in the hand. I don't really like to flick, so me flicking is kind of misleading. It looks like I'm flicking, but I'm really not. I'm just kind of moving my hand, honestly. And I'm saying this because flicking can be strenuous, like it can strain your wrist, in my opinion, and you just gotta move your hand together with the clipper, up and down, up and down. I'll slow this down in a whole nother video that's coming up that I want to talk about that motion specifically, because all that talk about flicking the wrist sounds good until you've worked all week. Then you realize that your wrist is sore and inflamed. That's how you slow yourself down from making more money. So use your hand and use your chair properly. Always keep those elbows tucked, don't flare out. That engages your upper back way too much, causing your shoulder blades to overwork. If that makes any sense, trust me, one of these days you will go through it and you will understand what I'm saying. Also, just a heads up before I go too far, I am using a 1.5 dub guard now, just to kind of add more details into that fade as I go into that ridge. I don't want to use that number 1 tight guard anymore because it'll have or cause me to cut way too much hair. Then I'm going to lose the guard completely and just go in with the blades only, just doing some detail work with those corners. You know what I'm saying? Just going in, making sure that everything is blurry, and any weight lines or heavy, lines that you see going on still, make sure you go back in through that and erase it. And mind you, we are coming from a big chop, so all this hair is not really laying properly as it should. Regardless, to me, shampooing him, it would do no justice. So this is just as good as it's going to get, because he has to start training his hair into what we have just cut it down into, which it really cut down very well, really nicely. So there's no pressure here, but I'm going in with the dub guard with the grain just on some areas, making sure that everything's smooth, avoiding cutting that cowlick in the front too wild, because that will be a deal breaker if I do the most. And I'm just kind of detailing a little bit more in the nape area using that Gamma plus boosted trimmer, just a little bit, because it gets pretty close. And like I said, I don't really use a foil shaver unless necessary around the fade area. Mostly I just focus on using it in the front part of his face, on the cheek area and all that. And what I did just spray is some level 3 aftershave, just to, of course, make up for like alcohol, just to dry out the front a little bit. And I sprayed a little bit of some level 3 holding spray on the top of that, just to make sure it seals the deal to hold that hair in place. He is still a little bit slightly spiky. It's not terrible now. It's just I needed to apply a little something, especially along the front, just to help me control his lineup a little bit. So I'm gonna go in with my CYBORG trimmer, starting my way from the middle, working my way out into those vertical bars, making sure that I follow the curvature of his forehead, keeping everything as natural as possible, not digging into that cowlick. And this cowlick does disappear as it should, as long as the client or the canvas is doing what they need to do on their end. So in this case, he's gonna have to rag it up, brush a lot, use moisturizer, shampoo, all that good stuff, wash and style with the shampoo, obviously, and make sure that everything is starting to lay. And now that I have my straightaway line in the front forehead part, I'm going to work in the vertical bar. And I know I get a lot of shade for holding the trimmer like this, but this is what works the best, because sometimes getting in that corner and holding the trimmer a specific way that most of us are all trained and programmed to execute, this does not work. And this is what I'm talking about right there. It works sometimes, but it just doesn't get it in like when you do it like this. You gotta hold it the way that it naturally feels in your hand, and that's exactly what I do. This is why I execute my lines the way that I do and make sure that they are flawless. So you can do this, but just make sure you're holding the trimmer the best way that is comfortable for you. And that's why I always switch hands when I'm going on the other side, just so everything could be symmetrical and done properly. Because if you're using one hand only, sometimes you're going to have a challenge executing certain parts of the lineup, which will cause an imperfection or imbalance in your work. But as you can see, this thing is looking really good. It's on point, and all that needs to be done now is to kind of do some more passes with a different trimmer, which I will follow up with. If you don't know me by now, I'm all about the details, and I'm going in with the Gamma Plus hitter. This thing is fixed with a classic X Pro blade and the one cutter, obviously. Definitely just kind of refining the details, refining everything that is left behind from that CYBORG, which is barely anything really. It's just, I'm a huge perfectionist. Got to make sure the C cups are on point. Got to make sure the hairline is perfect, because this is my favorite part of the haircut. And for those of you who are calling out any imperfections, this is the best this is going to get. We can get it more perfect just by going in a little bit more. As you can see, that C cup needs a little bit more detail. I know you saw something a little bit flawed in that other shot, so I fixed that. And now all that's left is to just pretty much do some razor work, some details, and he's solid. By the way, TJ, I believe, has been rocking with me for as long as he can, because of just the relationship we have built, the trust. And it's this thing that I tell my clients, it's beyond the chair. So whenever it comes to his lineup, especially with him having a colic, he trusts me all the way fully. He doesn't look in the mirror really weird and gets insecure about it. It's like one of those things which, if it's there, it's there. You know it's there. It's nothing that you can do much about a colic. If not a colic, there's always other imperfections that people will complain about. And I know y'all seeing a little bit of some weight still left over. Don't worry, I'm going to detail all of that stuff. I never let my clients leave without the best work. Turn down the homie Sango for a bit. Yeah, that thing's fresh.
Come on now.
Mm-hmm. You ready for this mirror?
Let's get it. Come on. The doctor.
Hold up. Yep.
Yo.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm. You just gotta get to brushing though.
This crazy though. I haven't seen myself like this in. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh. Fresh though.
Yeah. You just gotta get to brushing.
Crazy.
That's about it.
Where's the crazy.
This is all of it, man.
That's,
You gonna bag it up?
dude. Should I?
I don't know. It's on you. I got you.
I don't need none of that. KT probably love it though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Set it down real quick.
He said, put my damn hair down. Wow.
Oh, man. That's funny.
Fresh to death.
She's gonna love the look too, though. I know.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
She's ready. You know,
Wow.
As far as what you're doing it for, I'm sure she's so proud of you right now.
It's bigger than me, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's hair.
I'm proud of you. This is dope.
My guy.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying? It's hair though.
Yeah.
It grows back. Like, I know you know that hurt the ego a little bit though.
Mm-hmm.
Mister, I'm never cutting it again.
Nah, I would have never thought.
You got that text at like 9 o'clock. You probably, what?
Yeah. When I saw it, like, say less, yo.
Wow.
Effective, but dang, you did it.
Wow. I'm about to pull to this golf outing fresh to death.
Yeah, it's going down.
I can't believe I did it.
Nah,
I thought I was for the back out.
I don't believe it. Ain't nobody gonna believe it. Watch.
Wow. I'm hyped though. New look, man. It's good to switch it up. Don't know it's gotta be static.
That part. I'll take a screenshot or
Yo, look, this is for those of y'all that are about to almost come for me, but This is the time when I look at the hair and detail it, making sure that everything is done flawlessly in the best way before my client leaves. I would never let anybody walk out bogus with a bow. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, yo, leave a comment, share this video, follow me on all my different platforms, and please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll catch y'all on the next one.